Oh, hey, sweethearts. It's Run, and it is that time of the week when I fill the pill pods for my medications. Oh, dear. Uh, let's see. I saw my that. Ooh, there's only. How did that happen? So I usually take. Huh. There's only two there, and there's usually supposed to be three in that spot for that meal. The world may never know. So, uh, I've uh, I've got what was it? I've got some decent enough news, and then there's some that just makes me feel like, eh. So, I what did I do? Can we please not be tangled? So, oh, that's okay. I need to pick up more of these this week. So, on the good side, I get to go to Walgreens again tomorrow for other things. So, oh, or you know what? I'll just do it this way. There we go. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, and that's how that one's going. What the hell? Oh wait. So why did I? Oh, whatever. So let's see. I got a call from the dental school yesterday, which was Saturday. So you're not, in a time loop or anything. I'm just, I wasn't expecting it at that time either. I wasn't expecting it on a Saturday. Like, who calls to set up an appointment on the Saturday? But then again, it's the dental school, and he did say he was calling from his own cell phone. So my guess is he suddenly remembered that he forgot to do that, like Friday in class. So, and yeah, I said he, and I'd previously been referring to my dental student as she, and that is because of, yes, I use grocery bags for refuse because they're free, or at least they are, for this time in Washtenaw County. And if they ever end up passing that plastic bag ban, I swear to God, that kind of thing is like a tax on poor people. Because, well, first off, the 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 reduction in litter as a result of it, in the places that have the plastic bag bans, is not, it's not usually significant. It's not usually a significant reduction. Like, they say, oh, well, look at all these photos we've gotten. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't mean anything. It just means that there is less plastic bag waste in that particular area. And just watch in like a couple of years, like go to another area, and you're not going to see a significant reduction in waste, or like, I don't know. It's one of those things that can easily be, picked out to mean anything on either side of the debate. But yeah, it's like if Washtenaw County ever bows down to the bourgeois bohemians of Ann Arbor and does either a county-wide plastic bag ban, or even if it just passes within the city limits of Ann Arbor, there's going to be a lot of Ypsilanti people who've been priced out who are going to be very upset by that. But that's another story for another time. Hello, kitty. Hi. You want lip balm? Maybe. Hi. You're so cute. But yeah, I got a call from dental student yesterday. Yes, I did. Here. Ow, ow, ow. Kitty, you're stabbing. And he set up an appointment for, I believe, the 22nd, which is a Tuesday. So whatever 20-something week is a Tuesday. This one is a St. John's Wort, the original SJW, right? I've been having dry mouth, so I'm thinking of trying out a week where it's just 1 a day. Yeah, I'll put it at 9. Um, so then what happens? So he calls up yesterday and we set up an appointment for the 22nd. And he did, so the, I guess there's a student resident and she's the one I was seeing, but she's going to be graduating this year. So there are only so many things she really has the time to do, especially for somebody who is taken on a little bit school year like myself. You know, my first appointment with her was in November. So then what happened? So he's going to be doing, yeah, I guess, so he's going to be doing some stuff, like he's going to be doing the cleaning and on the 22nd and probably 1 filling. Because there's a couple fillings that need to be replaced. One looks like it's probably just coming loose. Another looks like it does have some extra decay around the edges. Either that or it was just very poorly done to begin with. So yeah. Oh, right. That goes there. The ones I need to get new ones of. So then what happened? So yeah, he knows about my financial situation, and he knows rather than taking me to the checkout station, or I do go to checkout at the front desk at the on the 2nd floor, but then from there I pretty much immediately go to see the financial person. Can't remember if she's if her position is financial director or financial counselor. She's somebody doing finances at the dental school, and you know, pretty much I check out, and rather than pay there, I go to her office and I pay at her office because I'm doing these, you know, smaller monthly increments. And he does know that I need a crown, which is, you know, I figured he would, especially if Jennifer is going to be leaving. It's a common enough name. Yeah, I hope a lot of people have noticed that I do try to maintain privacy of those I interact with regularly enough. I mean, I made kind of a big deal about, you know, saying that I'm, you know, protecting people's privacy at that, what was it called? The food pantry, vloggy video I did. So yeah, what was I saying next? Oh, right. So he knows about the crown that is needed, and, he did agree with me that it might be helpful to some people who come across my GoFundMe for it, which is going to be linked in the description later. If you want to go there now, it's just gofundme.com/Ruadhán Dental, and that's how my name is spelled, so Ruadhán Dental. And I don't know if you've noticed, I've switched to the Irish word for January for this video title. I've actually been inching along with incorporating the Irish language more and more into my daily life. And is this really it? I swear I had more pills than this. Something feels very off. So let's see, I'd end the Lamictal. So it's the Buspirone. Okay, and these are the ones for pain, or this one is for pain. This is the refill I'm getting tomorrow. Oh, that's why it feels off. And this one's for pain. I figured it out. Oh, yay. And okay. So then what happens? So yeah, he did think, you know, that, you know, he was, you know, kind of like telling me that, you know, if he was in a situation where a friend, you know, needed any kind of extra assistance from friends toward a dental emergency that, having an appointment would, kind of drive home the urgency to him. So I'm going to make that appointment at my after the cleaning on the 22nd. So so then what happens? Also regarding dental care. So as I've mentioned in many previous videos and all that, I have Medicare. And theoretically, I have Medicaid, but it's reduced coverage. Basically, they only give me a 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, I refill this one next week. And this one, yeah, that's already down to 5. So then what happens is so yeah, I've got Medicare, which is federal and is connected to my Social Security disability, and so it's connected to my disability, and then what's it called? I do have Medicaid, which is state and is technically available to me. Unfortunately, for some there it is. For some reason, the after my mother died about 5 years ago, on the good side, I became entitled to survivor's benefits as the disabled adult offspring of somebody who had collected Social Security pretty much their entire working life, and who died before collecting for themselves, and yeah, there's some technicality in there that I know I'm highly simplifying the situation that I happened upon when my mother died, but that's another story for another time. What is important now, did I take my vitamins? It's gummies and they don't have iron in them, so I'll just make sure I do right now. So then what happens? After my mother died and my survivor's benefits started up, which on the good side, it means that, so let's see, my Social Security disability by itself is a little under 700, and the survivor's benefits is a little under 450. I don't remember the exact amounts. I would have to look them up on my phone, which is what I'm filming from, to get you the exact amounts. But then again, it's not really any of your business. It's just like the important thing is that monthly my income is $1,080, which I'm expected to live on for an entire month. And everybody I talk to about this agrees that is insane. That is like obscene that, especially at the federal level, the people in charge of these things, think that a disabled person can survive on that little. So then what happened is, so my mother died, I get survivor's benefits, which is great because now it means I can afford to live more or less by myself, though I do have cats. And there's a big difference because I've done it between living by yourself and living by yourself with cats. There's a significant difference. I mean, yeah, sure, I end up having conversations with them, and but as long as they aren't talking back to me in English, that, I am not, having for them, like, as long as it doesn't get into this other territory, that's fine. It's just like, I'm clearly just entertaining myself, and but so yeah, on the good side, I can afford to pay the rent on my own. Let's put it that way. I can afford to pay the rent on my own. Unfortunately, the state of Michigan decided that this means I am no longer eligible for the full Medicare that I did have prior my mother's death, because, and their quote was that, damn it, that's right, I did accidentally throw out that letter, son of a bitch. Okay, So yeah, their claim was it's because I now make too much money. That my income is somehow too high for full Medicare health coverage. So I do get some kind of subsidy for my medications, but it's not as much as it was before my mother died and all of this shit went higgledy-piggledy. So, oh wait, I already took one of those. Then what happens is, so yeah, things just go stupid for couple years now. So yeah, and see, here's the funny thing is I mentioned that letter because I do reapply. I was told, I'd have to reapply as disabled rather than as low income. I'm like, okay, I don't see the difference, but sure, Skippy, I'll play it your way. That's not my caseworker's name, but his is a little less common. So if you're from the Ypsilanti area, I'm gonna on the off chance you might know him, because this is not that small of an area, but in case you know him, it's like, no, don't yell at him. I'm sure he can only do so much, because so much of it is just like kind of automated through shit with their computers. So yeah, the most recent form letter, which I accidentally threw out, and I say accidentally, not because I was intending to show it on YouTube or anything, but because I wanted to show my therapist, who I saw yesterday. Yes, we do have appointments on Saturdays, she and I, because she's only at her office 3 days a week, or at least the Ann Arbor office. She's also at another office, I believe, in Royal Oak, another 3 days a week. So she has a 6-day work week, and this is like of her own design too. So that's how dedicated she is to helping people. And I really like that in a therapist. So yeah, the thing with the stuff, the letter, right. That says that first it starts out saying that I make too much money, blah, blah, blah. You make this much income, which is too much to qualify for this. But then you turn the page and it has this little chart, the two lists of, the maximum allowed income for somebody to receive full Medicare benefits. And, as a single person, the maximum allowed for me by the state rules, or maybe it's the county rules. I think it's the state. I think it's the state rules, because it does go through Lansing first, or at least all the other letters I've seen from them go through Lansing first. Plus the website is a state website. Yeah, it's .mi.gov. So yeah, like for some reason, the maximum income for somebody on for somebody to receive Medicaid, state Michigan benefits, is almost twice. So it's almost double my own income as a single person that would be allowable. So yeah, it's like, I make just a little over half the income as, a disabled person. Hello, they say is permissible for, collecting Medicaid benefits as a single adult, but somehow that's too much to receive Medicaid benefits as a single adult. And hello, Murnau. Yes, we all see your tail. It is fluffy and squirrely, and it is your tail. It's got all the little hairs that fluff out extra long at the sides. He's so fluffy and squirrely. Yes, he is. But you're gonna knock over the camera, baby. Yes, you are. So yeah, on the good side, I have an advocate from United Healthcare, and I don't remember. I seem to think that they're a sort of like a private agency that works toward helping disabled and low-income persons with their benefits, with their benefit applications and all that. So yeah, I've got this advocate through United Healthcare now, which I found out actually, I'd kind of known about it through TV commercials and little like bus ads and occasionally on billboards, um, that I'd see from the bus or from like friends who are driving down the freeway or whatever when I'm with them. So yeah, but the most recently, like I actually contacted them because they came up on so I've got this phone app called Fresh EBT, and it looks like only some states have their benefits, like for and yes, so only some states so far have their benefits, um, like you can access information about your benefits, and by information about so if you've got an EBT card, um, which means electronic balance transfer for those of you unaware, either because you don't collect yourself or because you just never bothered asking what EBT means, even though you do collect benefits. So yeah, the EBT means electronic balance transfer, and this contains and you can access both food assistance benefits, which in Michigan is called the Food Assistance Program, or FAP. I am dead serious. I'm dead serious. I've pointed this out to people. I think I've got a picture of a letter calling it that on Facebook, which of course my friends who are all just laughed hella out loud about. So yeah, Fresh EBT. You can check your balance on your food assistance, and for those of you who also receive cash assistance, which I only kind of do, like I get sporadic cash. I'm not completely sure what it's related to, but as long as the state of Michigan does not try and collect on me over this, I'm just like, hey, free money. Granted, like since I've been getting like sporadic cash deposits, it's seldom been more than $40. So it's not like I'm getting like gobs of cash. So yeah, like if somebody claims that, oh well, I saw this guy. I saw this guy, yeah, right. I saw this guy, and he was at the 7-Eleven buying cigarettes with his food stamps. Like, no. Either he gets cash benefits and he's technically not using it as intended, or or you were just looking at the wrong card. Like maybe you saw the card in his wallet, but he was also paying with his with his bank's debit card. And you misremembered the case. Now, when I say technically not using it as it's allowed, they say on the thing, when they say on the letter, when you start getting cash benefits, that you're only supposed to use it for for things like paying your rent, paying your bills, it's like electric, internet, phone service, or paying for your medications. Though the way that you can access this money to pay for any of those things is a very roundabout thing. At least it is with Michigan. Like you either have to go to an ATM, which there are almost none of, that will allow you to take cash out of your EBT balance. And like I said, there are almost none of those ATMs anywhere, basically. Like I think by law there has to be 1 or 2 per county or something, but it's like, or you can go to a store that will allow you to pay with, and there are more of those, and they'll allow you to pay with that, and then you get cash out. So it's like, you go in and you grab like a candy bar and you take, the maximum cash out allowed, and then you go right back up to the counter and you get a money order so you can send it into Sprint or the electric company or whatever. And like I said, this is a very roundabout thing. So when I get it, more often than not, I will just straight up use it for my meds, and then like take out whatever I can and change, and then like have them make laundry quarters out of it. So like, yeah, I am paying for necessities with this. But on the occasions I just like do something like I said, like take it out with cash, it's because I've already paid my bills and my necessities, and because most of my meds I get 30-day supplies from my physician. Not 30-day, 90-day supplies. But I'll just like take it out as cash and be like, okay, I've technically, like let's womble this about. Like I've technically taken out, I've technically used cash forward, and this is like state reimbursement. It's like I said, it's in this really roundabout kind of way that you are allowed to use this money, toward paying for bills and other necessities. But yeah, like if it's something like, you're getting your meds refilled and you're using your EBT, like nobody's going to complain about that. And yeah, you took out $5 cash with this. Yeah, like, I don't know, if somebody really wants to press it, you can call up Walgreens and have them pull the security cam, to say that, this was just in, like, you asked for that $5 in quarters. Like, what are you going to do with quarters? I mean, I suppose you could pay for drugs with quarters. I'm sure there are dealers who will accept that from you like that, but it's like, if we apply Occam's razor of logic, I'm probably actually doing laundry. Like, give me a pee test. I'll show you I did laundry with it. But yeah, the whole thing with, I gotta put my meds away. The whole thing with the stuff. I forget where I was going with that. Oh yeah, the EBT. So because I do so yeah, he's right. United Healthcare. So there's this thing on the app, so there's a couple sections when you pull up fresh EBT. Like first it'll give you your balances. Like right now, when I first loaded up, the top section says $6 in food stamp benefits, like $6 exactly, and I get and it reboots for me on the 19th. So then I'll have so my food budget for the month is 192. So this is gonna be 6 days. I've got, oh boy, $1 a day. I may be out of almond milk before the 19th. So yeah, you never see an even dollar amount on any of your balances. Like, your bank account, and you can pay for shit with your debit card. It'll come out like, $52.14. Like, you always see and X cents. I've never seen that happen to my food stamp balance before, like where at the end of a purchase it was an even dollar amount. I'm gonna try and make this go as long as I can before it refills on the 19th, and then I can and then it'll be like, with the $192 deposit, it'll be $198 even. But still, I'm gonna try and get to the 19th without buying anything on there. And I do take my almond milk in the morning with my stool softener, because I was on Vicodin long enough that I can no longer crap like a normal person my age, and I really hate it. But that's another story for another time. So yeah, and then there's there's this little section underneath, and it's got like 4 little things you can scroll by, and there's some kind of advertisement-ish sort of thing, like off looking for work. Here's, click here to go directly to the website for Kelly Temp Services and apply for temp work with them. But it's like anywhere that I have the background that a temp agency would be able to find work for me, it's like I cannot physically do that anymore, and I barely have the experience to do anything else. That I have such limited experience outside stuff that I cannot physically do anymore. So and what I do have most experience with, which is music, that barely pays. That really barely pays. And granted, it would pay very slightly more if I could stick to a schedule for recording, but that's another story for another time. So then what happens is, so I was scrolling through there, and one, because sometimes they will job listings that you can find on, that are listed on like not Craigslist, because Craigslist doesn't really have an advertising budget. Like they don't even take advertising, which is nice. Because they want the um, but yeah, sometimes they have like links to sites, and I've been looking for a friend of mine who is still between employment at the moment, but I look for her just so that like I can let her know, hey, have you tried this place yet? Have you tried that place? I saw this place is hiring when I was on the bus. I recommended that she go to Whole Foods, since most of her experience for the last some years has been cashiering, a lot of which has been at grocery stores. She was at Kroger for 2 years before they, suspended her, which is what Kroger does to try and screw people out of unemployment benefits. So it's like, they'll do whatever they can to avoid firing you, just to screw you out of, collecting unemployment, while you're looking for a new job. So then what happened? So I'm scrolling through looking to see if there's any info I can pass along to my friend. And I see this thing about United Healthcare, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I could contact them to see what they can do about my Medicaid and getting my full Medicaid back on, because like my full Medicare is great. It's just I need the Medicaid to supplement so that I have dental coverage. Yet I told you I was going somewhere with this. So I contact them through their web panel, and it says, I should get a call from them within like, I think like 3 to 5 days max, they said. I don't know. It was probably like 2 or 3 days. I don't care. But oh no, it was 3 days, because they put it in hours. Yeah, it was 72 hours. And if you have 5 days lasting 72 hours, you really need to get a watch. But then what happened? So pretty much like it was like a Friday, maybe it was I don't know. I contacted them through their web panel, and it said like, you should receive a response from somebody in up to 72 hours. And so then I got a call from somebody just this last Monday, and it was an Ohio area code on the caller ID. So I picked it up thinking it might be somebody. I honestly thought that it was somebody calling about some kind of bullshit, that even though she's been dead for a year and a half, that like maybe there was some kind of dramas that my literal crack-headed younger sister, even though she's been dead for about a year and a half, maybe there was some kind of drama that they had to pull me into, because that's what my family is like. There's a reason I do not contact the surviving members of my family, because like, no, I don't need. I've got enough of my own drama to deal with, and I'm not going to bring in more drama from people who, struggle through various kinds of addictions, even if it's just like, codependency, like with my stepmother. And, she does have, kind of these codependent habits that kind of, it kind of makes you like why she is attracted to so many guys who, they're like a project to her. And granted, my father was, a recovering alcoholic the whole time they were married, but still, it's like he was definitely a project. He was a recovering addict with hoarding-like tendencies, and she definitely saw him as a project. And I don't care if she sees this, that's totally how, oh god. But yeah, so I figured, so I saw the Ohio area code, and yeah, it was for the same county that everybody in my, well, not everybody, but like much of my family is from. So I thought, okay, great. I get to deal with Ohio drama. So I pick up so I answer the phone, and when I don't recognize the area code, like when I don't recognize the area, or not when I don't recognize the area code, when the number isn't saved onto my phone, so it comes up as like, just a random caller ID name. If there's a name on there at all, I don't think Sprint's caller IDs works the way that the old AT&T caller ID used to. I know when caller ID was still pretty fresh, like if you were listed in the phone book, or you had a name on your thing, or if it was a business, it would give the business name. Like I'm talking like 98.99 caller ID. Like AT&T, you would have the name that it was listed under in the book, either a business or a name or a phone number listed in, a personal phone number listed in the white pages, and then there would be the number. And I don't think Sprint does that with their caller IDs. Though there's every reason they should, especially if he was calling from his office, which based on the time of the day that he called me, he did. So basically, like if there's no, if I don't recognize, if there's no caller ID associated with it, and I don't know who this is because I don't recognize the number, I pick up my phone the way that Dorothy Parker did, which was, hello, what fresh hell is this? Or, and what fresh hell is this? Or simply, what fresh hell is this? That's just, it just like, yes, I don't care if Reddit stopped. Go away. Alerts. So I pick up, what fresh hell is this? And then he's asking, is there a Mangle my forename? But then I correct him, no, it's Ruin. And so yeah, he made an appointment to come over and see me on Thursday at about 1:30 in the afternoon. He was about 10 minutes late, but still, like, he came up from Toledo for that, because he said his office was in Toledo, and I said, if you've got an appointment for me to meet you at the office, I would like you to buy my Greyhound ticket, because that is not I don't even have a driver's license, like, because that's how too blind I am to drive. I don't even have a driver's license. So yeah, like if there's another office that I can meet with another person, and he's like, no, I can come, visit at your we can have this meeting at your home. And so yeah, we did that, and on the good side, he did see that I qualify for some privatized Medicare benefits, which just, I really hate that. I really hate the sound of that. On the other hand, if it would get me the coverage that I need for my dental work, I was willing to chance it. But on the downside, it was with an HMO that did not include my doctor, which would be my primary physician. And then there's all the other doctors I see through U of M. So I would have had to completely switch, and whether or not there was somebody even in the area that I could go to, like if I was stuck to St. Joe's, I'd be like, I'd just kind of suck it up and deal. But yeah, there's not really that much other accessible kind of stuff that I would know about in this area. So it's like, that was not a good. He even agreed. He said, like, his goal is to, get me something that works for me. And, if I'm completely happy with my doctor, who I've been seeing since I was 14, which is about 25 years, like, he does not, he said that, as an advocate, like as a patient advocate with, for Medicaid, that it is not his goal to make me switch a doctor I've been seeing that long, and presumably because I have been seeing her that long. So yeah, like, he's gonna work, he's gonna see what other options there are back at his office, and so sometime this coming week, so like tomorrow at the soonest, he's gonna make me a call about what he's found out. And then there's somebody else he works with, just because of the drive, who will, either I can go see them at a local office, or they can come back up to my apartment and visit with me here. So on the good side, I might get some dental coverage in time for this Crown appointment that I talked about at the very beginning of this video, which I think was about half an hour ago at this point. On the good side, that might happen. On the downside, if it does not happen before I can raise the money for the bare minimum, which was like $375-ish. Actually, I found the, damn it, did I put it down somewhere and then forget where it was? Let's just say that I did, because I'm not finding it in the immediate couple of piles of various crap and stuff. So if I'm able to raise the money in time for whatever date I've scheduled or rescheduled for this Crown appointment, I'll just go ahead and pay for it out of pocket. And if Medicare, and if they can work out some kind of deal where I can be reimbursed, that would be great. I would be willing to pay back anybody who would appreciate it. If you don't care one way or the other, you know, I will probably use whatever, assuming it's a reimbursement plan, I'll buy cat food. I'm going to be honest. I'm either going to buy cat food, or I'm going to buy a book, or I'm going to bring one of, or if it's enough, if it's enough, I'll either buy cat food or bring my the couple of bills I have that are a month in arrears. I'll bring those up to date. If it's not enough for either one of those things, I'll probably buy a book or somebody's music on Bandcamp. I mean, let's don't have very many extravagant needs. Now that I've got all of the antique furniture that I really like in here, like I might end up like getting some kind of thing to replace my TV table with, just so that it matches my furniture some better. But other than that, like I don't know, like there's I've got all the antique furniture I really like and love and adore, so there's not really a need for me to like go buying extravagant shit. Like, I've got so many. Replace a couple of t-shirts. I might replace a couple of t-shirts. Definitely not replacing this one. The Bedroom Witch. Oh god, I love her music so much. And you all saw my, well, I'm assuming some of you anyway, saw my thwarted concert vlog where I was so excited. You could tell at the beginning, I was so excited to go see her in Detroit. And then my train was, my Amtrak was like so late. Like by the time I got there, I probably would have already missed her. I was not up to the idea of like stumbling through a neighborhood, just to walk there from the closest city bus in Detroit that would have been operable at that time. Especially when I had no guarantee that I had the money for bus fare for the city bus. I was told by somebody at the Detroit transit thing, Detroit area transit, or Detroit area. It's DART, Detroit area something or other transportation. I don't know. Or maybe AR for area. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? It's something stupid. But maybe it's DAT, Detroit Area Transportation. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, somebody I called a couple days prior at the Detroit public transportation bus, and they said that as a Medicare recipient from out of town, I can just use my Medicare card for half price fare. But like there was, I don't know if all the drivers know that. I don't know if they all know that, or if they would indeed expect some kind of special bus pass ID from me, like like my cripple pass for the Ann Arbor area transportation authority. So yeah, it's like at that point I'm just like, you know what, fuck it. It's like I might be able to get there in time to see her perform, or I would have gotten there, like at the end of it, either at the butt end, like maybe it's her last song before the other person who, I like their music enough, but I'd kind of, like struck up, like, I don't know, we're not great friends or anything, but, we're Facebook friends. We talk occasionally. But yeah, I was really excited to see her, and then I didn't see her. But yeah, I think that's about it. I think, oh God. Yeah, we're looking at the 45-minute mark here. So I'm going to go off and do my other things that I got to do today. It's Sunday, so there's not a whole lot, but I do have other things I have to do tomorrow. So I'm probably going to shift my laundry day to later tonight, assuming I have enough quarters. Actually, I probably do. Worst case, I've got a tenner from my friend Raven that she gave to me at the board game night on Thursday that she and her wife go to. Yes, I said wife. Or I don't know. Yeah, I think Emily's okay with wife. Emily prefers neutral pronouns. And yeah, like everybody who knows her knows this, and she'll just like, God damn it, I even did this. But yeah, like Emily will just like politely correct people who don't know that. But yeah, I know Emily prefers they and neutral, so yeah, they prefer they pronouns. But I can't remember if they also if they prefer another title, like if they prefer the neutral spouse to wife, or if they're okay with either one. But yeah, like both Raven and Emily identify as non-binary, woman aligned, and Emily just prefers the neutral expressions, or to some extent, and like they'll still go out in like a skirt if they feel like it that day, or if they don't, they'll go out in like baggy ass jeans. But Raven, she's openly trans femme, so just for dysphoric kind of reasons, she prefers she to they, but they is acceptable if you don't know her and you're struggling to say that person, them over there, like if you don't know from a distance. And but yeah, like they is acceptable, but Raven prefers she. And with Emily, they'll accept she, but if they catch you, like they'll kindly correct you, so of course, but yeah, they're a very adorable couple. They're like nauseatingly cute. And like even I imagine, even if I was a little bit bi, neither one of them, it would exactly be, I don't know, Emily's kind of close, because I don't know, I've got a thing for for a gaunt face and a prominent nose, and they definitely have some of that going on. But I don't know, it's like but yeah, I don't know, if I was a little more bi, Emily, but as it is, like neither one of them are my type, but together there's something about them that's just so nauseatingly cute, and I'm just like, oh my god. But yeah, I'm gonna stop talking about the nauseatingly cute lesbians. And I know Emily, they're fine with lesbian, just to keep things simple. But yeah, all right. I'm so, in addition to all the to trying to get some laundry done, and because this is a year that we've been tipped that the city of not Lansing, this is Ypsilanti. Ypsilanti, like every 2 or 3 years or so, sometimes it's as far apart as 5, I've been told. They like to go around to the various apartment buildings and basically like check and make sure everything is up to code at a glance. But still, it's like, if your space isn't too much of a mess, or at least what they would consider too much of a mess, I have no idea what. So yeah, like the property management for my building, they like it to be as clean as you can make it, just in case, because they don't want to be fined anything, because if they get fined, they're going to pass the deal on to me, the tenant. On the good side, like I've definitely seen worse. When I came to look at this place, oh, it was so much worse. And plus the fact that I was told the previous tenant before me for this unit had a mild issue with animal hoarding. So they, like, you could definitely smell birds and dogs in here. And so yeah, like it was some kind of deal where the city said, no, you gotta kick this person out, because make them somebody else's problem. So or maybe they had just been fined by the city and felt it best to kick them out for it. Like, I don't know if the city, I don't know, whatever. I gotta clean up in here. So I'm thinking if I can manage like, a 5 to 10 minute period where I'm cleaning as much as I possibly can, approximately every other day, I can probably do most of this by myself, because every friend who's offered to help out with, the tidying up has found some reason to bail on me, even though it was their suggestion and I didn't have to ask them if they could sometime. It's like, I'm like, I think I need new friends. I think I need newer, better local friends. Or, some of the ones that I have that I haven't been so close to, maybe I could get closer to them, because, maybe they'll be people who don't bail on me, like when, on shit that they offer to do. And so, yeah, like, oh God, I'm totally not going to name anybody even by first name, regardless of how common their name is or not, because it's probably going to get around back to them, and it's going to be drama on me. So it's like, if you see this and you're a friend of mine and you're local and you've made this kind of offer to me, you know who you are, and I'm at least a little bit pissy on this, and my back is going to hate you by the time I finish, my project with, cleaning up everything that, Isaac contributed to, even in a passive, power play sort of way that he does. And I was discussing this with my therapist yesterday, that, he did so much shit that was clearly just, like his own passive aggressive sort of power play. And he's doing that shit now with, my friend who, he suckered into a lease with him, not somebody's name, but yeah, like, he suckered a couple friends, one of whom I'm, a bit closer to, like he suckered them into a lease with him, and now he's pulling the same shit that he did with me. And, so yeah, like my, my therapist suggested that, if one or both of them haven't figured it out on their own, I might want to tip them off that, he is totally like doing this as, this little passive aggressive kind of power play. So it's like, like he'd do something and, he'd insist that, this is not, in any way contributing to the mess. But at the same time, it's like, I know it is because, he has personally taken up so much space. I had no other options. Like I could not access my closet in the front room. Like I've got two closets. So like there's the front room closet that I use mainly for storage of my own crap and stuff. But yeah, it's like I gave him like, most of the drawers in there. I gave him, hook space on the closet bar, and the rest was my own storage. But because he didn't use the storage drawers for storing his clothes, or even the closet bar for hanging up his shit, he just put it all in a pile in front of that closet. I could not personally access that closet the whole 10 months he was here. So, okay. Oh God, I'm so sorry. I gotta let you go. Oh God, this is, yeah, that looks like it's not a 4 anymore. All right, sweethearts, bats and kisses, and I love you all so much, and take care of yourselves, and goodbye. Now that there's no light in here.